Are you proud of being a good owner, caring for your beloved dog with the most expensive kibble, and believing that you understand every single wag of its tail? So have you ever wondered why your dog jumps up like crazy, barks nonstop, and licks your face as if it has just discovered a lost treasure, even though you were only gone for 5 minutes to take out the trash? Behind that veneer of joy lies a brutal biological battle that has been raging inside the canine brain for over 30,000 years. Today, we will peel back that cute outer layer and look directly at the raw, unforgiving nature of science. And believe me, after this video, you will look at your dog with completely different eyes. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button to support us. Now, let's go back millions of years to the moment where this madness truly began. As you probably know, dogs and wolves share a common ancestor. In the wild, the return of a pack member after a hunt always carries life or death significance. When adult wolves return from a hunt, wolf pups often greet them by licking their muzzles. Over time, when these ancient hunters were domesticated by humans, many of those social communication rituals were preserved. When your dog jumps up and tries to lick your face, it is essentially performing a modern version of that ancient greeting ritual. However, because humans stand upright and are 3 to 5 times taller than a dog's body height, dogs must perform maximum jumps just to reach your face. It turns out that what we often consider crazy behavior is actually just an effort of love. But why is only a few minutes of absence enough to make them joyful as if they had been separated for centuries? In the psychological world of dogs, the human family is their pack. Dogs have a powerful need to bond with members of their group. When you leave the house, from the dog's perspective, an important member of the pack has disappeared. This can create a certain level of stress in their nervous system. Many studies show that when dogs are separated from their owners for long periods, their bodies release cortisol, a hormone associated with stress. In that moment, the dog may feel insecure, like a child lost in a crowd. You could call this anxiety the secure base effect. In the simplest terms, you are the stable base that helps them confidently face a world full of frightening things, like the sound of a vacuum cleaner or the neighbor's cats. Researchers at Eötvös Loránd University in Hungary have demonstrated that dogs are the only animal species known to show this type of reaction toward humans. That is why the moment you return home is not simply a reunion. For your dog, it is the signal that the pack has returned to a complete and safe state. Think about the last time you took your dog to the vet. Did it try to squeeze between your legs or press itself against you? That isn't random behavior. In contrast, cat owners rarely enjoy this privilege. When you leave, cats usually consider themselves their own secure base, or they simply do not care very much, depending on their personality. You might wonder whether your 4-legged roommate knows how long you have been away. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 30 minutes. Dogs do not read clocks the way humans do, but they are extremely sensitive to the passage of time through biological rhythms and environmental signals. Their secret weapon is their sense of smell, with more than 300 million scent receptors, about 50 times more than humans. Their scent analysis ability is estimated to be up to 100,000 times more sensitive than ours. They can detect changes in light, sounds in the house, and especially scent. Some scientists believe that dogs may measure the passage of time through what could be described as a scent clock. When you leave the house, your scent remains on objects and in the air, but over time that scent gradually weakens, and when you return, the sudden appearance of that familiar scent can activate recognition systems deep inside their brain. However, the most fascinating process happens within the dog's brain the moment it recognizes you. When dogs see or recognize their owner, their brain releases a series of chemicals associated with positive emotions, especially oxytocin and dopamine. Oxytocin is often called the love hormone. It is the same chemical that appears in the human brain when we hug someone we love, when a mother holds her child, or when two people share an affectionate gaze. A famous study published in the journal Science in 2015 showed that after just a few minutes of affectionate eye contact, oxytocin levels in dogs increased by 130%. Even more astonishing, in humans, the hormone increased by as much as 300%. This biological response demonstrates a bond comparable to the sacred connection between mother and child. Watch your dog carefully the next time you come home. Does it suddenly burst into chaotic circles around the room? That moment of madness actually has a scientific name, known as FRAPs. To imagine it more simply, think about sitting still in a small room all day long. Then suddenly someone opens the door and tells you that you can run outside. That explosive reaction of energy would be almost inevitable. But how does your dog recognize you and become excited even while you are still standing outside in the hallway? The answer lies in a secret brain region called the caudate nucleus, and in a remarkable ability to read human signals that surpasses even many primates. The canine brain contains specialized areas designed to process human voices and faces. In particular, the caudate nucleus plays a key role in predicting rewards. MRI experiments exposed dogs to 5 different scents. The results show that the caudate nucleus lit up most intensely when the scent belonged to a familiar human. This means that for dogs, the owner's scent acts as an extremely powerful reward signal. Simply hearing footsteps, the sound of keys, or catching a familiar scent can activate the reward system in their brain. The crazy reaction we see is actually the release of energy from a reward system that has been strongly stimulated. Even a dog's tail contains more information than we might imagine. A wagging tail signals readiness for social interaction. However, the direction of the wag reveals the true emotional state. When dogs experience positive emotions and want to approach someone, the left side of the brain becomes more active, causing the tail to wag slightly toward the right side of the body. Conversely, when they encounter a stimulus that causes concern, the tail tends to wag toward the left. Scent tells them who you are. But there is something even more mind-blowing than their sense of smell. The truth hidden in their tears. In 2022, a study at Azabu University in Japan revealed something quite surprising. When dogs reunited with their owners after a period of separation, the volume of tears in their eyes increased significantly. Look closely at your dog the next time you return home. You might notice something surprising in its eyes. Interestingly, this reaction did not occur when they met other familiar people. In other words, their eyes truly become wetter when they see you again. But what happens if we ignore or disregard that enthusiastic greeting? From the dog's emotional perspective, being ignored after hours of waiting may feel like social rejection. However, to maintain psychological stability, behavioral experts recommend remaining calm for the first 10 to 15 minutes, roughly 600 to 900 seconds after entering the house. The purpose is to help the dog learn emotional control and understand that attention comes only when it behaves calmly. When the dog sits down or lies quietly, that is the moment you should greet it and offer affectionate gestures. This is the key to raising a disciplined and emotionally balanced four-legged companion. Ultimately, the madness we witness every day is actually the result of powerful biological and evolutionary forces. For you, stepping through the door simply marks the end of a working day, but in the dog's world, it is the moment the most important person has finally returned. And to your dog, that means everything. Understanding this helps us appreciate the presence of these loyal companions even more. The next time you see your dog go crazy at the door, remember, that is simply the way it welcomes its happiness returning home. Is your furry friend like this as well? Share the story of how your dog greets you in the comment section below. And if there is any aspect of pet psychology you are curious about, leave your request. We would be happy to explore it in future videos.